Well, welcome everyone. And my name is Cathy. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. We're going to continue on with the theme of empowerment. Tonight's topic is holding space for myself. So, what exactly is holding space? What does that mean? So, holding space means being physically, mentally, and emotionally present for someone else. Holding space for yourself means being fully present and non-judgmental for you. Sometimes you ask for help. Sometimes you find yourself in situations where you might feel vulnerable and uncomfortable. So holding space for yourself means that you feel completely there for yourself in all situations. As a caregiver, you take care of your loved ones with unconditional love. You let them know that they are fully supported and that you have their back. What if you took those same loving feelings and poured them out onto yourself? Just thinking about this might be difficult, though. Why is that? Because you may not feel worthy of the same love and care that you give your loved ones, but you are. As a caregiver, it's just as important to give to yourself as it is to give to others. It is not selfish. So, what are some of the ways that you might find to hold space for yourself? First of all, find some stillness. When you are present for yourself, you make the time to slow down and be still. This allows you to listen, really listen to what it is that you need in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. It may be as simple as asking yourself these questions. What do I need right now in the present moment? Am I hungry? Do I need food? Am I thirsty? Do I need to hydrate? Do I need quiet, or do I need to have people around me? Or do I need to rest? In stillness, you learn to just notice. And we do so much of that in our breathing meditation practice. Just noticing the physical cues that your body gives you and learning to listen and respond to those cues. What a gift to yourself that can be. Ask for help. There is no shame in asking for help, none whatsoever. No one can do it all. So surround yourself with people you can trust and those who can hold precious space for you during the times that you feel you cannot hold it for yourself. Indulge in self-care. This is so important. This could be a simple breathing practice the old-fashioned way, by just taking a moment, walking away from whatever is in front of you, whatever task or duty is in front of you, closing your eyes, taking 3 deep breaths, and then coming back to your situation, or walking away from your situation and then starting to take deep breaths as you count to 10, and then taking some more deep breaths and then coming back to your situation. Whatever you need to do, and even if that is pulling out a breathing technique that we have practiced together at Courage to Caregivers, whatever tools you have in your toolbox, just listening to your body, responding by pulling one of those tools out, and then starting a breathing practice that you know will get you into a better place and relieve stress and anxiety. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. No one can infringe on your right to say no without guilt. And pleasing others continuously can be an exhausting process. Setting boundaries honors your sacred space and keeps you whole and healthy. Whatever form of self-care you choose to give yourself, holding space begins with self-compassion. When you recognize that you are worthy of kindness, care, and love, good things happen. And you move towards becoming your best self and living your best life. Remember, you are worth it. I can't emphasize that enough. So that's just a little bit of what our topic is for this evening. I invite you now to get ready for a little breathing and meditation. So find a comfortable seat in your chair there. placing your feet flat on the floor and feel that connection there between your feet and the floor beneath you. Just feel that groundedness as if you were growing roots like a tree right through the ground. Find your seat on your chair there, shifting your weight from one side to the other to make sure it's evenly distributed. Take the shoulders to the ears and let them fall back down again gently so that you're not holding any tension there. And then bring your back all the way to the back of the chair so that you're nice and supported. Find a nice tall spine. We know that when we breathe sitting up straight, we're not hindering the breathing process at all. Our lungs are nice and open because the shoulders are back and our spine is nice and tall. Good. And then placing your hands face down on your lap or palms lifted. I invite you to close the eyes or leave them softly cast down as we begin to breathe in and out of the nose, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Just letting all the stress and the cares of the day float away. And just taking a moment to recognize that anything that does not serve you right now, we're just going to put it on the back burner. And just connecting with the breath, recognizing the breath as it enters through the nose, and when you exhale, as it leaves the nose. Starting to feel the body soften and release any tension. And taking this time to be completely present with yourself, holding space for yourself. This is what it feels like. This is what it is. And it may feel new to you because in our daily lives, when we're caring for someone else, we don't often take the time we need to just be alone with ourselves. Good. Just continuing with the breath, knowing that this breath is a tool which can support you in all instances to self-regulate both your emotions and your physical well-being. Good. We're going to begin the rectangle breathing, which is the breath technique of the month. I'll review that with you, and then you can do that on your own. And so with your mind's eye, you're going to be making a rectangle. Rectangle has two short sides. Those will be the areas where you will be holding or pausing the breath for the count of 3. The two long horizontal sides of the rectangle are going to be the count of 5 for the in-breath and the out-breath. And so we will begin by taking a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. And then beginning to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. You have the idea. So continue on your own for a few rounds, just feeling the supportive breath in your body, and let it just filter through from that in-breath all the way out to that exhale. And let those little holds in between just be a place where you're not just holding the breath, where you're holding space for yourself. And just feel what that feels like. I'll stop talking and let you continue on your own. Beautiful, everyone. Now I invite you to practice a breathing technique of your own choosing. What do you need to practice right now? Just take a moment to assess what it is that your body needs. If nothing comes to your mind, just spend a few moments listening to the needs of your body from the inside out. And what does it feel like to hold space for your needs? If you're not used to doing this, it may be challenging, as I've mentioned before, but just choose a breathing technique that you feel that would most support you right now. And when you have that, go ahead and take a few rounds while I read our affirmations for tonight's practice. I am worthy of care and space. Holding space for myself is essential if I wish to hold space for others. I take the time I need. I take the time I need. Beautiful, everyone. Just continue a few more rounds of that breath of your own choosing. And let that supportive nature of that breath fill every cell in the body, with each breath bringing you further and further out of stress, out of anxiety, and into a state of relaxed wellness and wholeness. Good. Beautiful. And as that feels complete, begin to blink open the eyes and come back to awareness in this moment. We're going to do a little bit of mindful movement today, nothing too strenuous, I promise. And so let's get ready to move the body just a little bit. We're going to stay seated in the chair as we find a seated mountain pose. So check your alignment once again with shoulders back, ears over the shoulders, tall spine, seat on the chair, feet on the floor, and really get the essence of the grounding of your feet on the floor. Think of a mountain and how it's rooted into the earth. Think of the strength and resilience of that mountain. Bring your arms down by your sides with your palms facing forward. And find a little lift through the crown of your head. Begin to breathe in and out into your mountain pose here. And knowing that the mountains in nature are resilient and that they take a lot of weathering, whether it's snow or rain or high winds. They take a lot of beating, but in the end, they're still standing. And so it is like a caregiver, no matter what weathering you might endure, your resilience and your strength goes on, and you go on through it all because you have the tools to be that strong mountain for yourself and for others. So just feeling that in the body. We're going to inhale as we bring the arms up overhead. This is tall mountain, and really feel yourself reaching through the fingertips up to the sky, through the feet, through the body, and up through the fingertips. Good. And then press the palms together. Exhale, bringing the hands back to the heart as we come to mountain pose in prayer. Good. Inhale, releasing the hands, bringing the arms up overhead. Tall mountain. And then press the palms together. Exhale, back to prayer. Let's do this 2 more times at your own pace. Good. Feeling it in the body, feeling your strength, feeling that all the possibilities lie within you. You are in control. Good. The next time your hands come down to rest at your heart, we're going to take a seated forward fold. And so sitting in your chair, back nice and straight, we're going to raise the arms overhead. Inhaling here. Exhale, we're going to fall forward. Swan dive down, let it go, let it go, let it go. Bringing your hands to rest either on the tops of your feet, your shins, your ankles, even the knees. And just let your back body just kind of round down. Let the head drop. And just feel the length of your back from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Releasing all the tension in the back of the neck, the shoulders. And just breathing in to that forward fold. Good. And then taking your hands to your chair on both sides, pressing down into the ground with your feet, pressing with your hands into your chair, slowly uncurling the spine, 1 vertebra at a time to come back to seated. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhaling in, bringing the arms up overhead. Exhale, falling forward over the legs. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Taking a moment to let the whole back body relax. Beautiful. Good. Then pressing into the floor with the feet, pressing into your hands. On your chair there, slowly uncurling the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, coming back to seated. Good. And then let's do a few seated cat-cows here. This is to articulate your spine, bringing a little flexion and extension into your body. We're going to sit up nice and tall, pressing the hands into the knees. Inhale as we move the hands toward the knees, and then arching the back slightly, taking the gaze upward. Good. Exhale, rounding the spine. Hands move back to the body, and we tuck the chin here. Good. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Good. And just keep this going on your own. So honor your body wherever your spine is today. Nothing too strenuous. Just be gentle with yourself. But just feel the ease with which your spine can move. And feel the breath in the body as it helps you to articulate the spine. Good. Good. Beautiful, everyone. Good job. Good. And then come back to a seated position. I'd like you to think of a posture or a pose that you would like to do right now. Again, bringing in that skill of awareness. What does your body need right now in this moment? So 1 movement, 1 pose, 1 little gift that you can give yourself right now, 1 little stretch that you feel you might need before we head into our deep rest. Go ahead and find that now. Anything at all. It doesn't have to be a yoga pose that we've learned, just any movement. And spend a moment really listening to the needs of your body. Good. Beautiful. Good, everybody. Very nice. Good. Beautiful. That is awesome. Okay, I invite you now to find your comforts for our deep rest, which is such an essential component of self-care. So if you have a blanket, a pillow, an area with which you would like to rest, maybe turning those lights down to make it nice and cozy in your sanctuary there. If you're seated in your chair, make sure that you're nice and cozy there as well. And take a few moments to set yourself up for deep rest. Good. We're going to do a little loving kindness meditation tonight. This meditation is guaranteed to focus on compassion for yourself. And when you have compassion for yourself, we know that we can love others even more. So we become a better person in our relationships and we become a better caregiver. And so we're going to practice that idea of self-compassion for ourselves and then spread it out to others. Good. So we'll be cultivating kindness here. Loving kindness is the natural opening of a compassionate heart to ourselves and to others. And it's a wish that everyone be happy. And so if you're lying on the floor, I invite you to start connecting with the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Same with if you're sitting in a chair. Closing the eyes and feeling your body begin to loosen and soften and relax. We begin with developing loving kindness towards ourselves, allowing our hearts to open with tenderness. Allowing yourself to remember and open up to your basic goodness. You might remember times in your life when you've been kind and generous. You might recall a natural desire to be happy and not to suffer. If this is difficult for you, think of how others look at you with loving kindness. What does that person love about you? It may be helpful to use your imagination and picture yourself as a young child. And that may allow your feelings of loving kindness to move more freely. As you experience this love, notice how it feels in the body. Maybe you feel some warmth or some heat in the face, a smile, a sense of expansiveness. This loving kindness is a natural feeling that is accessible to all of us. So rest for a moment with this feeling of loving kindness, this unconditional love, and let yourself bask in this feeling, breathing it in, breathing it out, inviting in feelings of peace and acceptance. And now beginning to wish yourself some words of loving kindness. And so I will repeat a phrase to you and you'll say it to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I feel connected and calm. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. May I know the natural joy of being alive. And repeating those words to yourself, basking in this feeling of loving kindness. Now you can open the circle of loving kindness to someone who is dear to you, a friend or a relative, someone who has always been supportive. Reflect on this person, sensing what it is that you love about them. And in your heart, feel appreciation for this dear one. And begin this simple offering to them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be held in loving kindness. May you feel my love now. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy. May you know the natural joy of just being alive. Now bring to mind a neutral person. It could be a neighbor that you see but do not know well, a clerk at the grocery store, anyone in that category. And bring this person to mind right now as you speak the words of loving kindness to them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be held in loving kindness. May you feel my love now. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy. May you know the natural joy of just being alive. And now, if it's possible, bring to mind someone with whom you've had a difficult relationship. Reminding yourself to see this person as a whole being, deserving of love and kindness, as someone who feels pain and anxiety just like you do, as someone who also suffers. And see if it's possible to extend these words of loving kindness to this difficult person in your life. May you be held, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be held in loving kindness. May you feel my love now. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be happy. May you know the natural joy of just being alive. Now allow your awareness to open up into all directions, to yourself, to your dear one, to a neutral person, to a person who is difficult, and now to all beings, humans and animals, living everywhere, living in richness, living in poverty, living in war, living in peace, living in hunger, living in abundance, aware of all the joys and aware of all the sorrows that all beings experience. And then bring all these feelings of loving kindness to the whole world as you speak these words. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken and be free. May all beings be happy. And just feel that loving kindness that you have sent out into the world circle right back to you. Gather it in, hold it in your heart, and feel the loving kindness bring all that compassion right back to you. Remember, it starts with you. And so feel that warmth in your heart. Feel that glowing light within of loving kindness. And rest. Rest your whole body. Rest your whole mind. And rest your whole spirit in this feeling of loving kindness. Just simply rest. Very gently and with the utmost care, begin to bring your awareness back to the body, inviting in a little gentle movement, perhaps wiggling fingers and toes, gathering your knees into your chest and taking a little rock from side to side, or taking a full body stretch either in your chair or on the floor. Whatever movement you need, remember asking yourself, what does your body need? What do I need to awaken? And whatever that is, go ahead and find that now. Starting to deepen the breath, taking a longer, fuller inhale and a longer, deeper exhale. Good. And then eventually just rolling to one side and resting there for a few mindful breaths. While you do, I'm going to read a few closing quotations for tonight's practice. This one is from Deepak Chopra, and he says, "In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you." This one has an unknown origin. Is what you are holding on to worth the space it is taking up? And finally, from Pema Chodron, she says, "You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather." Good. So when you feel called, just go ahead and come back to a seated position with your hands at your heart, staying connected to your breath. Good. So we're going to just release the hands and once again gather in the breath as we lift the arms up, press the palms together. Exhale, hands come right back to the heart. It was an honor to be with all of you tonight. I hope that you find some time in the coming week to hold some space for yourself. Thank you for being with me. Let's bring the hands up to the third eye, right between the eyebrows, as we share our greeting of acknowledgement and respect for one another when we say together, Namaste.